All right, it's 2016. Jake is back with
That's
us.
me.
This is Jake. You guys know him. We are going to do our top 10 2015 books. All right, Jake, welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having
It's
me
good.
back.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's been a while.
My God, it's been a long while. You guys will know Jake from such things as Hot Sauce Video.
Yeah.
But Jake, you do a lot of other things too out there.
Yeah.
Tell them a little about you.
Well, you see, this is our top 10 video, and we also just, I'm the host of the Empire's Comics podcast. I don't know if you're aware of this.
I do the intro every week.
But I also...
the same intro.
Yeah, he's doing exactly. He comes in just for that. But we also just did an award show that you should check out where we didn't do our top 10 books, we just gave out awards like... our biggest WTF moment, biggest tearjerker, best cameo, stuff like that, like different stuff that we're going to do today. So.
Then what we're going to do, and you guys had some really unique categories. You guys can find that up you can go to Empire's Comics. There's a tab for the podcast. You can find it at Stitcher and iTunes.
iTunes, yeah.
And go give a listen, and of course. What you're going to really want to listen to is go find the episode where they read an issue of the X-Men, and everyone does the voices.
Yeah,
it's dramatic. It's amazing. Yeah. And we hope to hear more of those. In fact, I think we should have people give you recommendations.
Yeah, well, the one I'm rooting for right now, and I really would like people to demand it, is William Shakespeare's Star Wars, which is a recreation of Star Wars, but all in Shakespearean English, which would be fun.
All right, well, you guys know what to do. Go check them out. But we're here today for the top 10 books. Neither one of us know what the other one has chosen.
Yeah.
And we got together. Jake, it was actually your idea.
Yeah, it was my
idea.
idea.
And he came up with some really strict guidelines. He said, let's pick 10 books that had to be...
Well,
they couldn't have just started.
Yeah, they had to have released one story arc in 2015.
That's so none of the new Marvel
story
stuff.
Arc.
And I would have picked Extraordinary X-Men.
Yeah, okay. Or the first time it was collected was in 2015.
Yep.
That's also a parameter.
And I had more than this that I wanted to bring.
Yeah.
But I really had to whittle it down. And all right, well, how do you want to start, Jake? This is your game.
I'll go first. My number 10. My number 10 is Darth
Vader. It's a Marvel book.
Yes, it's a Marvel book.
I didn't expect Jake to have one on there.
But yeah, Darth Vader. It's the best out of the two Star Wars ongoings, I think. And it's probably the one I was least excited for going into the Star Wars stuff, but it's turned out to be extraordinary. I think I talked about on the podcast how I hated Darth Vader ever since Revenge of the Sith came out because I feel like it ruined his character. It ruined the character of like Darth Vader.
No, it's understandable. You can't not think of
But
Anakin.
This brings him back to being awesome and to being more than the Emperor's lapdog because, there's a lot of fun betrayal, and he's doing a lot of things behind the Emperor's back in this, and it's just absolutely fantastic. Gillen and LaRocca absolutely kill on this. So.
Gillen's a great writer, and LaRocca.
And the art's gorgeous. So.
Amy says the second volume came out this week.
Second volume of Star Wars came out this week. Second volume of Darth Vader was last week, Amy.
Oh,
is it Amy? Is it Amy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. AKA,
don't just be rude to random people. All right.
Shove it, Jake.
My number 10 is a Marvel book too. And
wow, surprising.
It is Secret Wars.
Okay. Yeah.
And this was a tough one because there are other books that I wanted to take the place of this book, but I've really enjoyed it. I'm a huge Hickman fan, and I like what he's done. The scope of it. The artwork has been great in it too, and it's a huge break for the Marvel Universe. It's the first time they've done anything like this. I was really excited going in. I'm really excited to see it wrap up.
Going in like May, right?
It was supposed to be over a long time ago, but as far as events go, Doom being the god ruler of the single left planet in the multiverse, I had a great time with it. And the reason the reason he said imagine that is because I'm kind of a Marvel fan.
Yes. Number 9.
Okay, number 9.
My favorite Star Wars book.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Princess Leia. Number 9.
I agree
Princess
with
Leia.
This
is the best Star Wars book that was released last year. Probably the one that also, like this, I was very just like, going into it, like, what are you going to do with a Princess Leia book? But it's Mark Waid, it was Terry Dodson, so it's good, like, okay, I'm going to try it. And it ended up being, I think, the best out of all the Star Wars books. Lando was good, Chewbacca was good, The Shattered Empire was good, but this by far just went above and beyond everything else. Having Princess Leia deal with the guilt of Alderaan is just an absolutely fantastic idea because we don't get to see any of that really. It's her.
We don't. And what I liked
Really
about
well.
it too was it takes place right after episode 4, so
Yes.
you get to see Leia kind of come into her own and not just be a figurehead anymore.
Yeah. She's not just the princess by name. She's becoming General Leia Organa.
Yes.
As she becomes eventually.
Yeah, I agree with him on that one.
Yeah, art's fantastic. The writing's great. Check it out.
All right, number 9. One I believe Jake doesn't read, and unfortunately most of you don't either. But it's a really fun science fiction book. We got Invisible Republic
I've not read that.
over at Image. It's the story of a colonized world and with a tyrannical ruler, and it's falling. We're following a reporter who is uncovering the facts behind how this ruler got to where he's at, the conspiracies in the way the government's going to be run from there. Give it a shot, guys. Invisible Republic from Image, and as always, $10 for the first trade.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a really good deal. Image steals it.
Yeah, Image takes it as far as the trade values go.
Yeah.
For the best. Number,
All right,
what is it, 8?
we're on 8.
On
Yes,
8.
he's already lost count.
Yeah, I've already lost count. It's another Image book. Surprising, not shouldn't be surprising because that's pretty much all I read. We Stand on Guard.
We Stand on Guard.
Which I know you were disappointed
I
with,
was
but
very disappointed.
I found it to be
But
absolutely
tell us why you
fantastic.
loved it so much, Jake.
Well, first of all, the concept's amazing. Just having Americans invade Canada is absolutely hilarious.
And we don't just invade them. I mean, we bomb the heck out of them in the first
It's an
issue.
annexing. It's not really an invasion. But if there's the moment that cemented this book in my brain that I'll constantly think about this until the day that I die is that in issue 3 or 4 there's a torture scene
Okay.
in that.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen with just words.
Okay.
Like it's literally just people like talking, but what's being implied, what's being thrown out there is far more disturbing than that hack Garth Ennis could ever write and crossed and put actually on the page.
I'm glad he added Cross because Garth Ennis is not a hack. He's an amazing writer when he wants to be. His Avatar stuff might be a little too gratuitous for the both of us.
Yes, but
And Brian K. Vaughan, guys.
Brian K. Vaughan, Scroach, I think is his last name. The artist who I think this art is great.
Yeah, I
Reminds me
like
a lot of Chris Burnham, and this moment right here in the first issue regarding Superman. For those of you who read the first issue,
Yeah, we can't say those words on.
It's
on
absolutely
camera.
fantastic. It's
Well, that one didn't make my list.
The trade hasn't come out yet, but you know.
The issues are out there.
Check it out when it
Trade's
does.
going to be coming real quick.
Yeah.
When we were talking before this, we thought we might have like 3 or 4 crossover titles at most.
Yeah.
0 so far.
Zero. Yeah.
Actually, this might be a crossover title. It only made 8, and I know you put it higher on your list probably. Rick Remender's Black Science.
Yeah. It's a good book.
It's a great book. It's a really fun, fast-paced sliders type deal. These people create dimensional travel. Of course, they take the family with them, and they get stuck sliding through different dimensions.
You don't take your family with you. Naturally.
You would want to. I would be begging my father to take me. But you don't know who's going to be there from issue to issue. Things change rapidly. It's great artwork. Take a peek at this. It's just over. I won't show that. That was a sex scene. It's over. It's over the
first
top.
page you turn to.
Beautiful artwork.
Scalera.
Scalera is great. Remender, of course. All the big names are
Writing
left
everything.
Marvel, and they're over at Image now.
Yeah.
And did that one make your list?
I'll
have to wait and see. All right.
Find out.
And there's 3 volumes of that one available. Again, Image,
Yeah, I think
$10 at number
I
1.
think we're on 20, right? Of that, probably?
Yeah, we're not too far.
Okay, my number 7, Image title. We need to keep track of how many Image titles are on this. This is pretty funny. Fade Out. Just wrapped up.
Yes.
Fade Out. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. The next, and there's a sort of noir crime series. In this one, we follow a Hollywood writer who's kind of living in the era of the Red Scare, so a lot of those Hollywood types were being called out for being communists and being blacklisted. And a woman he's sweet on, we'll say, in the terms of this time.
Appropriate, yeah.
Yeah. Dies, and it's the whole series kind of is having to deal with her death and who did it, and it's reported as a suicide, but
I was about to say that's one of the things that was really it really hooked me at the end of the first issue. He doesn't give anything away. I already told you she's dead.
Yeah.
He finds her, decides to back out. He's like, "Oh, I'm not dealing with this." He leaves. He knows she's been murdered, and then it comes out the next day that it was a suicide, so he knows there was foul play.
Yeah.
And he does the biggest stupid move a man can do in a situation like that. He tells a friend.
Yeah.
And then things just go
His
down
friend,
from there.
who's been blacklisted as a communist.
And he's a huge drunk.
Yeah.
So there's the other side.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
12 issues.
I didn't.
Awesome, just quick read.
Did Fatale end in 2015?
No.
It was
That a couple
2014.
years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which did you like better?
This actually. I felt Fatale at times just got a little out there and went a little too far in certain
He had a
directions.
lot of room to.
This
to
was
move
very
around.
much as a tight mystery storytelling.
12 issues,
Just
that's it,
absolutely
guys.
appreciate it.
3 trades. Can't go
3
wrong.
acts.
So what are we at here? We're at 7?
7.
All right, number 7. It's another Marvel book, of course. We haven't hit DC
Yeah,
yet.
it looks to be brand new pretty much.
And
So.
it's the newest issue from this week.
Okay.
It's Mighty Thor.
Oh, Thor.
And
Oh.
only 8
Oh.
issues prior to Secret Wars. 3 issues out starting tomorrow. It's really well done. When it first came out, Marvel was doing a lot of changes like this. You know, Thor was becoming a woman. They were trying to diversify their group. We all went into it going, all right, let's see what happens. You know, Thor will be back. But it was fantastic. Jason Aaron really did a good take on it. Got us to fall in love with her. And I won't reveal it because the trade hasn't come out yet, only the hardcover. We find out who it is, and it becomes just a little more heartbreaking. So I knew Jake was going to shake his head and laugh at this one, but I really enjoyed it.
He
And I
also
think
knew that there would be no crossover on that one.
no, there would be no crossover. I knew he was not going to have that one. So now I got 2 Image,
Yeah.
2 Marvel,
Wow.
no DC.
My next one is another Image book.
All right.
If you know he's the Marvel Zombie, I'm the Image whatever.
Yeah.
The Image replicate. Let's go.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Airboy.
I came so close, but it's only 4 issues, so it didn't quite make it.
It's a 4-issue mini, and I usually go to the Image Expo on behalf of the store because it's usually on one of the busiest days of the week, so I offer to go and I have a good time. And this was one that I've been waiting for a very long time because it was announced 2 years ago. Finally, started coming out at the end of last year, pretty much. Mid last year, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Only
about,
4 issues, very good.
James Robinson, Gene Hinkle, I think is his name. Awesome story about them trying to write an Airboy series for Image Comics. They're trying to do an Airboy series, but instead they go out and have a couple drinks and
do large amounts of drugs.
Imbibe, if you will. And when they wake up from their hungover and party-filled night, they find Airboy standing there right in front of them,
and they take
Airboy
through
very disappointed. And it's absolutely amazing, weird, like meta piece of art. It's hilarious. It's one of the funniest books from last year.
It really was.
Hilarious.
The first issue will have you completely hooked, but it's not
not for
Airboy.
kids.
Yeah, do not think it's Airboy.
This is the most. I think we were having this discussion. This is probably one of the most top shelf books from Image possible. Like you can't get any more top shelf from Image.
No, you can't. There's some things that happen.
You can't get any more top shelf.
You'll never look at Airboy the same again.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, going into number 5 or number 6.
Yeah.
Another Image book.
What do you know?
Wow. Descender, Jeff Lemire, who I have a bit of a love affair with.
Who doesn't?
Jake had a fling with him, but he's begun to see other people.
It's true. Yeah.
Jeff Lemire, the man
I don't
can
like
do
the
no wrong.
superhero stuff.
He does not. He does not like. Honestly, I didn't like Justice League United, but Extraordinary X-Men, which Jake will not read because it's a Marvel title, is beautiful. But Descender is a story of a young robot boy who wakes up years after falling asleep to find a world completely different where AIs have been banned. They're actually hunted because of something that happened to humanity. It's like a better version of AI.
Yeah. That's how I try to sell it to people. I'm like, AI. Like, imagine if that wasn't awful.
Yeah, imagine if it was good. And of course, you got Dustin Nguyen on the art.
Yeah.
Who you guys will know most recently from all the Little Gotham stuff. Give it a shot. The first trade is out, and the issues continue.
What number is this?
This is 5.
5. Oh my God, we're halfway down almost.
We're halfway
5.
done.
It's pretty much a shoe-in for me at this point. The Batman.
It only made number 5.
It made number 5. Yeah,
wow.
There was a lot of good stuff this year.
Jake's a huge Batman.
Yeah, Batman's pretty much my thing, and but this is another good year from the Snyder and Capullo. We had Endgame this year.
Yeah.
Then we had Super Heavy, which is the arc that they're on now, with the Jim Gordon Batman. absolutely fantastic.
Jim Gordon Batman is surprisingly good.
Yeah, well, and going into it, I figured we had a 50-50 chance of it being good because the only other two Batmans we've had besides Bruce Wayne have been Dick Grayson, which was awesome,
That was good.
but then we had Jean-Paul Valley, who's not good. so we had a 50-50 shot of it being good, but luckily it's absolutely fantastic.
Capullo's artwork. my
Capullo's
God.
art just gets better and better every single issue. It seems like go back and look at issue 1 of Batman and look at the newest one. His art is just gone leaps and bounds.
Now,
So
are
it's
they
like-
continuing after 50? We haven't heard yet. And it's almost time for me to order number 50 or number 51.
I believe
They're taking a break, right?
Snyder's going to be on it.
Okay.
Capullo's taking a break
Who's going to replace him?
to do
Sean Gordon Murphy.
Mark Millar.
I know
Sean
he's
Gordon
off.
Murphy
He's
just
watching.
announced that he's going to stop doing American comics for a while. He's going to do European comics.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he going to go work on Heavy Metal with Grant Morrison?
I hope so. Or 2008.
2008
Murphy?
Judge Dredd?
But yeah, absolutely fantastic. What can be said about Snyder and Capullo's Batman that hasn't really been said
You know,
already?
it's the first time in a long time that they have created new villains.
Yeah.
And they're villains that look like they're going to be part of the Rogues Gallery.
Yeah,
It's not
well,
just
I mean-
throwaway stuff.
The Court of the Owls are already using it in just about everything else. So.
Yeah.
Like
The,
it's become
the-
like a mainstay.
I won't say anything. I was about to talk about Robin more, but that's for another video.
Yeah.
All right, so number 5. I finally have a DC book in here.
Whoa.
It's not
Is it
Batman.
Omega Man?
No,
Oh, Justice League 3000.
Justice League 3000.
Wow.
This book
Now called
makes me
2001
now called 3001. It's going to get really annoying when they renumber them,
every year.
but I think I can follow that.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good. This book makes me feel like I have a Legion book back again. Like it's set in the future, obviously 3000. The Justice League has been cloned.
With the Wonder Twins.
You got the Wonder Twins, yes. And you've got the Giffen doing it. This is the book for all of the DC fans who are missing something. You mentioned it. Omega Men is one of them as well that you guys should try. But it's the book that I just wish I had it. When they started the New 52, I was loving Frankenstein. I was loving OMAC. I had Legion. I had all these great things. Took them all from me.
Yeah.
Give
They
this
gave
one
you
a
that.
shot. They gave me this, and I love them for it.
And it's not your typical Justice League either. Like
No.
they're not the same characters that they were.
No, they've got their powers.
Yeah.
But they're all have individual personalities
Yeah.
and standalone. You guys don't need anything else. And Booster Gold and Blue Beetle make an
Yes.
appearance.
Blue and gold version too.
Yes, the classic version that
Yeah,
you guys
Blue
know
and
from the Justice League.
Number 4. This was another shooting for me. I absolutely love this book. These are ones that I knew right away. These are going on my top 10.
Okay.
And it's Nimona from Noel Stevenson.
You know, we had a book club on that.
We did have a book club.
I
on
don't
this
think
one.
I showed up for that one.
I don't think you did, and
Sorry.
it is absolutely fantastic. Noel Stevenson was named by I think a couple comic book sites as the comic book personality of the year
Okay.
last year because she came out strong.
She came out strong, and then she just left her
and
Lumberjanes
this- yeah,
behind.
she left her Lumberjanes behind, which is another book I love, but it's not in my top 10. But this is an awesome story about a villain who meets this girl, this impulsive young shapeshifter named Nimona, and they're trying to overthrow this tyrannical government. Like, he's the bad guy, but he's actually the good guy.
Okay, and she's
Essentially.
she's his apprentice.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she's his, like, sidekick.
Okay.
And it's absolutely fantastic. Look at how thick this is for $13.
Is she going to do more, or is it over?
I think this is up.
Okay, it's
it
done.
ends. It hasn't
So then,
ended.
if she's not doing Lumberjanes, what is she doing now?
She's working on the Lumberjanes TV show.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's going to be a Lumberjanes TV show. And this is going to be an animated
God.
movie as well.
I got caught up on the Walking Dead television show.
Yeah.
The season was pretty bad.
This is going to be an animated
Sorry.
movie, but you need to pick it up. I mean, it was a webcomic, but this is the first time it's being collected. It's you got like 300 pages here for $13. Absolutely heart-wrenching and fantastic.
Right.
Hilarious book. So
It's actually at my house. I never read it for
you
the.
should.
That's why I didn't show up for the. for the
I
book
pretty
club.
much figured that.
All right, so going into we're in top 5, and it's another DC book.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of surprised that my Batman
Wow.
took a bigger place than yours, and it might just be because at the end of the day, I love my science fiction, but I love my superheroes a heck of a lot. And what more need be said? We went over it all. This is the first volume.
That's our first crossover.
You guys. Oh yeah, number 1. That's it.
Yeah.
We only had the one.
Yeah.
That's it. Batman. Check it out, guys.
What more can be said?
Nope. Go for it. What do we got? 3 more?
Number 3.
Top 3.
This one I just read, but it's probably the most relevant comic to 2015, and that is The Private Eye
Haven't read it yet.
Brian K. Vaughan.
Again, another one that it was a
Marcos
webcomic.
Martin. Yes, webcomic first time collected here.
And
Absolutely the most relevant comic to today, this day and age. Absolutely fantastic. It's about the world after the cloud bursts, and everybody has everybody's information.
oh, that's
Yeah.
horrible.
Like everything that's in the
Oh.
cloud is accessible
Don't
to
look in my
everybody,
information.
and it's put out to everybody. And we live in a world now where people have secret identities outside of their house every single day of their life.
So they dress up
Yes.
when they go outside.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
They don't have, like, your real identity is kept secret. It's like a complete reversal of now. And it's a book about somebody who's murdered in that society and trying to figure out who's the one who's done it.
Okay.
And
Now this is only available in this format,
it's only available like
or
this.
online, of course.
Yeah, or online
It's
for
pay what you
free
want.
at Panel Syndicate.
Which yeah, you
should
pay
just
what
for
you
it 'cause
want.
It's amazing. Brian K. Vaughan, Marcos Martin, absolutely. They're doing a new book now too called Barrier that just
That's going to be printed.
eventually, yeah,
Okay.
probably. But this just came out. Check it out.
Private Eye, guys.
All
right.
right, image book.
Top three is an image book for me.
Okay.
And it is
Oh,
Saga.
what a surprise! Where's
Saga-
the bell?
Ding.
Ding.
Saga. It only made number 3 for me, which probably has, by process of elimination, Jake knows what my top 2 are.
I know what one of them is for sure.
So Saga.
You probably know what my top 2 are, though, too.
Romeo and Juliet meet Star Wars. Two star-crossed lovers from warring people come together, have a baby, being hunted by their own people, and just get mixed up with so much stuff. You just fall in love with the characters. He literally, this is another Vaughn book, literally throws you into this world, doesn't give you a lot of backstory. He starts to develop it as we go, but your main investment in all of this is in the characters.
And every single character. That's the strength that I always point out with this book, is no matter what side the character's on, no matter the morality of the character, you pretty much care about every single one of them.
He does a good job of fleshing every single
Like,
person out.
The villains you care for.
Yeah,
The
very much.
villains.
Yeah, very much so. And I mean, just when you guys are in here, if you haven't read it, just open it up, read the first
I
page.
don't know, I don't know how you
just-
haven't read it already.
Yeah, most people, you still find them. I have not found one single person who has come back and said they didn't like Saga.
That's good.
Hey Jake, show your number 3 again. Somebody was asking about the title.
It's The Private Eye. Yeah, just The Private Eye. So it's called.
All right, number 2, Jake.
Number 2, surprisingly, is Saga. as
Oh,
well.
look at that.
Look at that closest.
His Saga was a little higher than
yeah,
mine.
mine. Yeah,
That's our second
Batman's-
crossover,
Batman. Your Batman was a little bit higher than mine
Yeah.
by 1.
and your Saga's just a little bit higher. Okay.
Another great year for this book. It just keeps getting better and better as far as I'm concerned. I've been enjoying this newest arc. More Gus. That's all I got to say about his newest arc. Is that
Gus
there
is a
there has been more Gus.
with overalls.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a seal.
I see. Okay, I'm
Come
sorry.
He's been called many things, but sweet is not one of them.
Sweet is not one of them. All right, number 2 for me.
Surprise.
Another Rick Remender book.
That was my
Low-
third Brian K. Vaughan book. By the way.
Yeah, wow. He's had a good year in his eyes. I had 2 Rick Remenders. He's the only one who made my list twice. Rick Remender, what need be said? Well, a lot, because they don't know what it is. Beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
Tokini, it's
Tocini.
like
Or
Tocini.
whatever it is. I don't know.
It's like it's painted. It's just I shouldn't just flip through this one. It's a fantastic,
Yeah.
over the top science fiction, very European feel. It feels like something
Oh,
out
yeah,
of a
definitely.
classic heavy metal.
Mhm.
It's about a world where the people had to go underwater and live in domes to get away from what they'd done to it. We're following a family generations down the line. The domes are failing. People are going to die.
It's pretty much the sun's gonna explode.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
what
There
it
we go.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a family's trek to try and save humanity and the absolute horrible things that happen to them. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. You guys can join us for the book club. This month is Umbrella Academy, and Low, I believe, is next month.
Yep.
Come down and talk to us about the book.
Once again, $10 for that.
Yeah, that one is
My number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, what's your number 1?
Is it going to be a surprise? Is the question?
Let's find out.
It's another good year for the sex criminals.
Not really a surprise.
Not a surprise at all.
Not
This
at
is
all.
my favorite book, and I will forever say that is my favorite book because it's absolutely fantastic. I've never found a comic book that understands me more
Okay.
than this book, that understands my sense of humor, and that understands the way that I look at life more than sex criminals, which is a big statement to make.
It is, but
it's-
the characters. I mean, you really feel like him and Kelly Sue are bearing their soul.
Kelly
and,
Sue. Yeah.
are doing it.
Yeah.
It has to be stuff where they're.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels real.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
it's literally the funniest comic book I've ever read.
Mhm.
It's about these two people, John and Susie, who figure out that they can stop time when they finish. Let's say.
Yeah.
When, that's where he goes when they finish.
When they finish intimately.
Yes, and it's they decide. You know, it's heartbreaking because it's like the first time they've ever been able to make a connection with another human being. Which obviously that's like one of the like themes of it is like, you know, who are you with that it makes it feel like time stops for
Mhm.
both of you, like that kind of deal. But it's absolutely fantastic, heartbreaking, heart mending, and with issue 13 made me even like understand concepts that I was previously unable to wrap my head around. Like, it's an absolutely fantastic book. I couldn't recommend it any more highly.
And-
aside from this.
He jumps back and forth too. I mean, he'll go from comedy
Yeah.
into drama, into development of the characters and relationships, and it's seamless. And Zdarsky and him are the
Yeah.
perfect
The
team.
perfect team.
Yeah, they're so good on that book.
Chip Zdarsky, who won my Writer of the Year award on the podcast, by the way.
He's got a vaulty.
He
Chip, you got something
he won the
coming
Writer
your
of the
way.
Year.
Sadly, Sex Criminals did not make my list
I don't know.
because there's only one thing left that it could
Yeah.
be.
What else is it going to be?
It's going to be East of West. The scope of this book is like nothing else on the shelf. The only thing I can always describe to people that kind of lets them see what it's about is think of Dune, the wheels within wheels. You're dealing with a world where we go back in time, alter history, jump forward to see what life would be like. You've got 6 warring states across the United States. It deals with politics, religion, assassination, a little bit of supernatural. You've got to give this one a shot, but you have to get through the entire volume. Don't read an issue and walk away. There's a lot going on, and it's Hickman, so it starts to wrap together by the time you get through. But if you really get invested in, by the time you get through like trade 3 or 4, it's all just laid out perfectly. So East of West, my favorite. I don't think either one of our number ones were quite a shock.
I don't think so. Yeah.
What is a shock is that we only had two crossovers.
Two crossovers.
So a little less
Yeah.
than we thought.
Yeah.
But
Saga and Batman.
differences is what makes the world exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick add up before we go, guys. We got 4 Marvel,
4 Marvel.
technically.
Yeah.
It's not really fair because is Star Wars really Marvel? I mean, I guess it is.
I don't count it.
So 4 Marvel Universe,
Yeah.
3
3
votes
DC.
for DC, and everything else is Image
Yeah.
except for Jake Snamona.
Yeah.
I really need to get out more because there's other companies out there. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'll give your books a little more of a shot.
I've been
this
giving
year.
Boom a good chance. And
Boom has been coming out with a lot
They've
of
been
good
really
stuff.
good. So.
Well, thank you guys. That's our top 10. We will see you guys next year, and paying close attention coming soon because the new hot sauce video with the super hot sauce is coming.